Have you ever driven over a highway bridge and couldn't help but look below? Or stood on a shoreline's rocky ridge just to watch the water flow? And count yourself as one of the few with a different set of dreams, the kind that keeps you up at night, 'cause you can't wait to get to that stream. It's more than a river. It's more than the water flowing or where it's going. It's the grip on the paddle and the shit in the saddle, the V in the boulders and the lean in the shoulders. When you reach for the eddy, it doesn't get better than this. Yes, it's so much more than a river.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to, and thank you for joining Cross Currents Live on Facebook, Substack, and YouTube. For just 15 minutes every Sunday and Wednesday in January and February, we are bringing you the golden nuggets of information that will help you level up your paddle sports industry leadership for 2026. So tonight we continue talking to leaders across paddle sports and outdoor rec by talking to Chad Hoover, the founder of Kayak Bass Fishing, arguably the largest paddle sports community in the nation. Now, Chad, I know you've been instrumental in the design of several of the most popular fishing kayaks and accessories. You have a variety of bona fides, credentials, certifications, and whatnot that go back, awards, they go back decades, because you and I have been together a long time. Out of all of those, just out of curiosity, what's the thing you're most proud of?
Well, honestly, I went through this kind of life-altering thing last year, which kind of forced me to take stock of a lot of things. And, they say you hear this about musicians and stuff, and I've always thought it was kind of silly when you watch award shows and stuff about peer recognition. And this is not anything to say that I don't appreciate the recognition of fans and those kind of things, but those are, you've got as many people sometimes that hate you as love you, so I don't know which ones are right. But probably the thing that I'm the most proud of is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame, which encompasses all the outdoors. There's other halls of fame like bass fishing and hunting and stuff like that, but this is the one that encompasses everything. And they host it at the Bass Pro Shops headquarters in Springfield, Missouri every year. So then I had a conversation with another guy who was in the Hall of Fame, and that really kind of gave me goosebumps and resonated with me. And when I was digging through all my stuff, kind of rebuilding my life after the divorce and after this health thing that I went through, I found the plaque and the buckle that I had just stuck in a box. And it just reminded me of what this guy said. He said, it's not about what you do when you get up to getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's what you do afterwards to live up to it. And I had a little written note, and I read that. And so I stuck the buckle and the plaque on the wall in front of my desk so that every day I look at it. And, so there's a lot of other stuff that don't mean a lot to me, honestly. Not saying they're not important. They just, for whatever reason, don't resonate. But that's probably the one that resonates the most, because it's that recognition by your peers. And, so that means a lot. And like I said, it's now this thing that I look at differently. Instead of it being a recognition for what you've done, it's a call to action to live up to it for everything else you do, if that makes sense. So
yeah, no, I get it. Well, and you've definitely taken your role as a steward of safety in paddle sports and kayak fishing very seriously, and continue to. I know this year you joined us and got certified as an ACA river kayaking and kayak fishing instructor. And I was just thrilled to have you join that part of our family. But now you're launching this whole new opportunity for folks to get online kayak safety education. Now, let me get this right. It's called Kayak Fishing Advanced Safety Training, so KFAST, and that's coming in February, right?
Yeah, we're probably about a week away. In fact, you got the email earlier today to test the final course run through. We've had a couple of other course runs throughs and took the feedback and reintegrated it. It's been like a 1 year lately, Crime of Passion. As you know, I've been passion project. I've been beating my head against the wall for years and years and years and years and years, trying to get other organizations to take it seriously. And then I realized, like, if you're a leader, sometimes you just have to do it. You just have to do it. And I know that the ACA's embrace fishing to a certain point, but we want to be able to take it to that next level. And we also want to be able to do some things that are a little bit, thinking outside the box, as people say, but we want to force people to think inside the box as well, which we call the know your limits, the KYL, the kill box, right? That's where people generally have problems, is they get outside of their limitations. So if we can teach people to know their limitations, teach them what to look for, to know that those dominoes have started to fall, we can avoid a lot of unfortunate situations, not just fatalities. We all look at the fatality count and we use that as a rallying cry, but there's a lot of people that get hurt, injured, lose a lot of gear, a lot of money, a lot of time, that get disenfranchised with the sport, and they're no longer, participants. So we want to avoid that as well. And, I'm a little bit more sensitive to this than probably most people, because I spent the first half of my Navy career in search and rescue. So, they call it SAR, and I've got my fins on the wall outside too, to remind me of that every time I walk in and out of the shop, from, again, another one of those mementos that I found, that I'm saying, hey, remember that, don't forget that. But I pulled a lot of people out of the water over the first half of my career. We call SAR search and rescue, but probably 85% of the time it's more search and recovery. And what sucks about all of those search and recoveries that I did is, I would say probably 99% of them were avoidable tragedies. People not wearing their PFDs, people taking boats out, not knowing their limits, people running in, low visibility and running into stuff and things like that. And you just know that that person's life is over, but you also think about the spider web of all the other lives that it affects. And it's sobering, it's sobering. And so to me, I'm a little more chicken the sky's falling about that stuff, because I've seen it, touched it, felt it, but we all should be. We should all be stewards of making sure we all come back, so we can get more enjoyment out of this thing. It's not dangerous unless you make it. It's not really. It's supposed to be fun, So we're
well, and what you and I both know is that prevention is so easy. I mean, there's a few key concepts and thoughts and things to put into your trip planning, and it just changes the trajectory of A, the fun you're going to have, and B, the problems you're going to avoid.
Yeah, there's an old country saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And realistically, I think that's one of the most off base old country colloquialisms we have. It's really more like an ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure. Right. Yeah. So it's those little things, and teaching people when the hair on the back of their neck should stand up, when they should go, ooh, this is not a good situation. Just for example, the wind hitting you 90 degrees on the side of your face when you've been facing a certain direction, and you say to yourself, why was the wind blowing in the back of my head and 30 minutes ago, now it's hitting me from the side, but I've been going the same way. Just little things like that can help you before you become a statistic, or just have a really bad, rough day. We don't all go out there. We're going, what I think I want to do today? I want to go out there and flip my kayak and lose all the gear that I just spent 5 years working my butt off to collect, and donate it to the lake,
Well, I put the KFAST.co link in the show notes. So it's linked here where everybody was watching. And for right now, if I got this correct, they can go in and they can sign up and they get notifications. Is that right?
They can sign up for the Nowhere No Share pledge. Again, so there's two verticals, but we really did combine them together. Right now, if you'll sign up and take the Nowhere No Share pledge, and again, you can read about it. Really what it is saying, I'm going to commit to not sharing people's content on social media if they're not wearing their PFD. And guys, I'm doing this with sponsors of mine. I'm contacting people that I work with and saying, hey, listen, if your website is showing people without a PFD on in a scenario where they should be wearing it, which is anytime they're in a fishing kayak, I'm not sending people to that website. So it's a little bit of peer pressure so that we can all be better representatives of what you should be doing. You can't put your seatbelt on in the middle of an accident while you're wrecking, and you can't put your PFD on 90% of the time when you're in a scenario where you're needing to put it on. So for us, especially if you're trying to get clicks and views and and social currency from promoting on social media, you should be setting the example and wearing your PFD. We don't want people to go out there and beat up on people and go out there and, criticize them and things like that. We're just saying you're just not going to get the reach, the views, the likes, the comments that you think you're going to get because you're not setting a good example. So we don't want to grow your following anymore. It's a little harsh, but at some point,
it's a great logo too. I mean, not only is the
so
cause
yeah.
noble, but it's a great logo. I know I signed the pledge, and I posted the logo and the link, and I hope everybody watching will sign the pledge and post the logo and the link. I think it's a rallying cry across all of paddle sports.
And I'll be honest with you, it's really indicative of the old Coast Guard Wear It campaign. We kind of modeled it after that a little bit. The outer circle is a life ring. It's the same concept that this PFD in the center of this is your life ring. We threw our little logo on the chest. A lot of people will figure this out on their own, and we're going to do a good job, I think, of marketing it once we get going. But the T in KFAST is what we're referring to as the safe T. So when you see that T, it's the safe T for safety. And we're going to stick it in the corner. We're going to make decals of it. We're going to put it where it pops up and slides across the bottom of the screen in our YouTube videos to just make people go, hey, what is that T? Oh, that's the safe T. To make people go, what is no wear, no share? So we could explain it all, but we want it to be a little bit vague and a little bit of that if you know, but it triggers the question, what is no wear, no share? Oh, well, head over to nowearnoshare.com and check it out. And there's a pretty good explanation there. And we've got quite a few videos, and we're encouraging people to make their profile photo for a day, a week, a month, a year, indefinitely, whatever they feel like doing to help raise awareness. And yeah, that's what we're doing. That's but more importantly, we've created what we consider the most comprehensive, hopefully entertaining, basic safety course ever. It's going to take you 3 hours to complete it. It took us a year to build it. So when I say it's 3 hours of real instruction, you're going to learn stuff from it that you can use for the rest of your life, that you can share with other people. It's $25 to take the course to help us cover the cost of it, to cover the marketing of it, to cover, the decals and some of the expenses that we have. But simultaneously, it's there for us to invest in further spreading the word. But we've worked with industry partners like Catch, for example, Malone Trailers, Guardian Angel Lights, Guardian Angel Devices, to give us discount codes to share with people for taking the course. So not only do you get back when you support KFAST, but you're also supporting the companies that are giving back and helping support kayak fishing safety training, and saving lives. So it's like, when you take the KFAST course, your life's not the only one you potentially save.
Right. So now when you take the course, the $25 course, or at least what we're going to have at launch, right? That's an online course, and you're calling that the basic certification course. And
basic,
I know
BSC.
I know you just talked about how you're going to get a lot of opportunities, discounts, and things at the end, but you also get graphics to put on your social profiles.
Yeah, you get a little bundle. You get a Facebook header. You get you get 2 decals in the mail. You're going to get ongoing discounts. If another partner comes on board and you completed the course early on in February, and we bring a partner on at ICAST in July, we'll reverse send all of those benefits out, similar to what I've done with KBF, and making that the world's largest, not arguably, but the world's largest paddle sports community. But we're going to do that same thing, minus all the mistakes I made, hopefully building KBF with a laser focus on the course being the core of a conversation for being safer. A lot of people who took the course give us immediate feedback. Oh, you should have talked about this. You should have talked about this. We're like, whoa, let's pull the reins back. That's going to come up in advanced. Right. What we're also going to do is we're going to develop modules. But what we're also excited about is we're working to develop opportunities for folks like yourself and Jeff Little and other teachers out there like Joff Luckett to also monetize off of this platform that we're building, because we want to create that carrot on the stick that not only are you doing what you're doing, like working tirelessly for years and years and years because you believe in it, but you can also get some monetary benefit from it, even if it just covers your cost of doing it more, right? And it covers your cost of promoting it harder. We want to make it as mutually beneficial or as universally beneficial as the members for the members as it is for us, owning the company.
Well, and it starts with people having an opportunity to take this $25 online 3-hour course, right? But to your point, you've got these other specialized modules coming on later that are additional online modules. And then as a later phase, there's the opportunity for on-water training with ACA fishing instructors. People like Jeff Little, people like Drew Gregory, people like Russ Schneiders, people like Jeff Luckett, and being able to actually take those skills and learnings to the water to get the benefit of them in person.
Realistically, the pathway right now is we're starting with the basic course. In about 4 to 6 months max, we're hoping for 90 days. We'll be launching the advanced course. The advanced course will be the first tier. When you complete it, now you can get a referral, an affiliate referral, when you refer people to take the basic course and the advanced course for when they sign up. And then we'll have a pathway to guide and then guide instructor. We're going to certify the guides internally through a process that we're developing. There will be some video interview type stuff. There'll be a panel. You'll have to sit through like a board to get guide certified. But then to get guide instructor, that's where our pathways kind of intermingle with the ACA. We're not going to develop our own instructor qualification curriculum, at least not anytime in the foreseeable future, because the ACA has already done that and they've done a great job of it. So if you're thinking about being a guide instructor with KFAST, you should start working on your instructor certification through the ACA so that by the time you get to that point, you've already accomplished crushing, knocking out your ACA requirements, so you don't end up waiting on that. And the thing that, if there is a criticism of the ACA, is that it's slow to move, you know what I mean? Because it's such an old and big organization with a lot of moving parts. And we thought of Kayak Safety University, we thought of all these other things, but when we were dialing the names in, I literally wanted the name to resonate with what it actually does. FAST. I wanted FAST in the name, KFAST. And it just so worked out that Kayak Fishing Advanced Safety Training worked as the acronym and FAST works as the acronym, but we want this thing to be available. You don't necessarily have to complete the course fast, but we wanted to be able to give you the opportunity to get to it fast, meaning you don't have to wait 3 or 4 months until an instructor has availability and sets a course up, and you don't have to travel anywhere. So it's fast in regards to how fast you can get the course done, because the only thing standing between you and completing the course is you, not KFAST, if that makes sense.
Well, I love it. I'm a fan of any opportunity we have to get folks more aware and have some of these safety prevention practices integrated into their trips, so that they're out there having fun more often and coming home with smiles on their face without having bad incidents, right? I mean, I'm all in favor of that. So I want to thank you for everything that you're doing. I'm a fan. I'm a promoter. And that, my friend, is more than our 15 minutes. So
thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you for having us and helping spread the message and all you do for the sport, and looking forward to seeing more of the Cross Currents leadership and what it can bring forward for sharing leadership, guidance, information, inspiration, ideas. So thanks for putting this together. I'm a fan.
So everybody, our next live conversation will be Wednesday, January 28th. We're going to have Jeff Atkins from Wave Paddler on, and he's going to walk through the ACA Smart Start program with different ways that we can be delivering that curriculum to our market of individuals that are at the very entry level, very, very beginning of their paddling journey. In the meantime, I want to thank all of our subscribers on all platforms. I'm going to throw a special shout out to the folks that have subscribed on Substack, because you're getting the email updates, and there are just a few of you, but you are very special people who upgraded from that free subscription to supporting our work here, making it possible to keep doing what we're doing. So thank you so much for doing that. Thanks also to Jerry Vandiver for allowing us to use his music in our intro. I will see all of you guys Wednesday. Thanks, Chad.